Good. Hi, Nick. So you're currently working on a project with the UK company GMV. This project led to IQD now being part of the White Rabbit collaboration. Can you tell me a little bit about how it all started with GMV and that project?
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a pleasure. So they've been a customer of ours for a long time and they've done various different things. But about 3 or 4 years ago, they approached us with a question. They were using a disciplined OCXO from us, which takes a 1 pulse per second as an input and recreates it on its output via its own internal 10 meg register. And we design and market that product for the purpose of holdover. So if you lose the 1 pulse per second on the input, it will continue to recreate it with a defined level of accuracy during that period, which is pretty well established thing, and it's a pretty good product for it. But these guys realized that actually it can also be used to filter the 1 PPS. So they were using it because their 1 PPS source may be slightly more noisy than they needed to, and they were trying to work out how to get this thing to act as a filter so that the jitter on the 1 PPS was better than the original source. And that prompted us to do a big bit of research, and we tweaked the algorithms that were running inside specifically for that purpose. So holdover wasn't their function. It was more about when it is connected, how quiet can we make it? And it was quite an exciting process for us. Quite enjoyed that project.
Okay, good. And what you're working now on with GMV?
Well, now GMV approached us because they wanted to do a project where they developed the White Rabbit switch version 4, which is something that CERN had developed themselves, and then GMV want to take it to become a commercial product. The version 4 of the switch includes a slot for holdover. So, well, sorry, I should say a slot for an expansion board. And our project is to develop an expansion board that could plug into that to enable holdover on the White Rabbit switch.
Okay. So do I understand that correctly? The expansion board that you are working on is basically a standalone board, which can later on go with any White Rabbit switch, or is that only for the GMV switchboard?
It will go with any version 4 switch, of which the only commercially available one at the moment is the one that GMV are developing. But the idea is that it's open source and that both our project and GMV's project is open source. So anyone else that's developing an open source one as part of the White Rabbits community would be able to make sure that it's all cross-compatible.
Okay.
And that's
so
really the bulk of the project that we're doing. It's the first time an expansion board has been developed, so there's all the communication protocols between the two that have got to be worked out. And there's a lot of questions where it was kind of theoretically it should work like this, but now we're down into the bare bones of how to actually make it work on the day, and how to do upgrades and how to pass data across and onto the expansion board and back and stuff like that.
okay, so finally, not only GMV will have an advantage out of it, but also the whole White Rabbit community, let's say like that, and customers. Okay,
That's the plan. Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
that's cool.